All right, happy Halloween, everybody.
Thank you.
And I've seen comments by the Russian Foreign Ministry. In fact, I think Foreign Minister Lavrov in particular about how it's the same, and it's absolutely not the same. And to compare the two is frankly insulting. I mean, in Aleppo, you've got the regime laying siege to a city with the support of their biggest backer, Russia. In Mosul, you have an entire coalition of some 66 nations who have planned for months, so with the vast support and legitimacy of the international community, to retake a city from Daesh over a period of months in support of Iraqi security forces. In Aleppo, you've got, yes, the al-Nusra is in Aleppo, and al-Nusra has been resisting the regime. They are in relatively small numbers, but the bulk of the resistance in Aleppo is coming from our opposition groups, moderate opposition groups, and civilians. And they are becoming the victims of the attacks by Russia and the regime. In Mosul, you have Daesh, which had basically taken over the city more than 2 years ago. And the civilians obviously have been persecuted, punished, tortured, and rendered, rendered basically slaves in their own city to Daesh. In Aleppo, as I think we've just talked in the last few minutes, you have the specific targeting of innocent civilians, first responders, and infrastructure, hospitals that are specifically being targeted and destroyed. Whereas in Mosul, the air power that's being used by the coalition is very precise, very discriminate. Great care is taken to avoid civilian casualties, and certainly there is going to be no concerted effort, as there is in Aleppo, to destroy civilian infrastructure. In fact, quite the opposite. We're going to try to preserve as much as we can after so much has been laid waste by Daesh over the last 2 years. As a matter of fact, and this is another big difference, unlike in Aleppo, the coalition and the Iraqi government are working towards post-campaign stabilization. We're actually working on building contracts so that people can go in and clean up what rubble there is from the campaign and repaint buildings and restore electricity and water services and get people back to work. You don't hear anything like that coming from Assad and from the Russians with respect to Aleppo. Another big difference, humanitarian assistance. So civilians are being told or ordered by the regime to leave Aleppo. To go where? To what?
Secretary Blinken will be addressing the American-Turkish council.
I could go on and on. The differences are vast and great. And any suggestion by the Russian government that they're this one and the same is ludicrous. And I can tell you the secretary feels exactly the same way.
Turkish justice.
Please stay on Turkey
Yeah,
here, and then
thank
we'll
you.
get to Lebanon. I promise we'll get to Lebanon.